This episode is brought to you by ElevateOS, the only all-in-one community operating system. ElevateOS transforms property management, combining resident engagement, reservations, rent payments, maintenance, and concierge services into a single super app. It also uniquely integrates access control, intercoms, package lockers, and thermostats, eliminating app fatigue and redefining modern apartment living. Visit elevateos.com/MMN for a free demo and see how they can help you level up your operations. Welcome to another episode of the Multifamily Collective. Today I want to talk about AEO, something that I saw at the Apartmentalize, the National Apartment Association conference last week. AEO stands for Answer Engine Optimization. And I think it's always interesting as new technology makes its way into our space, how we come up with these new acronyms to describe something that is happening out there in the marketplace with consumers. And this one happens to be related to artificial. So somebody goes to ChatGPT or they go to Claude or they go to Anthropic, they go to any one of the AI engines and they prompt it. In other words, they ask it a question. So find me an apartment in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm moving in on X date, and it'll yield some results to you. And so this particular company is calling that the AEO shift, or the answer engine optimization shift that is happening out in the marketplace. And just like any other sort of advancement in technologies, there certainly is a supplier vendor partner set that is going after this just as hardcore as any other person. So in the early innings, it's always to the advantage of any player to go out and optimize content with metadata so that when those requests, those prompts are made through those engines, you are the answer that comes to the prompt engine. And it's all done with schema or metadata. I was taught that by Kerry Kirby over at 365 Connect. I've always heard those terms, but didn't necessarily know what they meant. I knew them to mean like back office. If I'm thinking about WordPress, when I'm putting in an image, I'm describing that image in infinite detail with tags and words and all that sort of stuff. And with all kinds of context in mind, you've got to do that in a very artful and scientific way, making sure that you don't put information in there that is in violation of fair housing. But anyway, all that being said, I'm sort of rambling as it relates to that. But what's interesting to me is that we come up with these interesting acronyms to describe what is happening in the marketplace. This particular term, AEO, I'm not sure if that's the one. I'm not sure if that is what we should call that. Who made that up? Where did that come from? But you're going to see the optimization. We've been working on this for years, but you're going to see more vendors putting more language like this into the marketplace to draw your attention in and suggest that you can't necessarily do this without them. But they're just trying to optimize. They're trying to optimize just like we need to optimize. Our own personal websites, our own property websites, corporate websites, all need to have metadata baked into them, need to have the appropriate schemas in place so that our offering yields to the prompt engine, just like the big ILSs. They're a business, and they're not necessarily in business to promote your particular property. If nothing else, it's a huge place of competition, and they price in a way that is not necessarily friendly to you as an apartment advertiser, despite what they might say. I love those people. It's just, that's a business. It's 100% a business. Anyway, and to me, you need to do everything that you possibly can to avoid having to rely on an ILS to drive leads to your own website. And that's possible. It's really possible to do that today. So many companies out there don't rely on ILSs to drive leads to your properties. That's the ultimate goal for all of us. Again, nothing against ILSs. It's just, it's a very expensive way to advertise. So all that being said, AEO, or whatever we're going to call it, it is here. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.